I guess we'll start off with the Dak one.
Yeah.
I think that's expected for sure.
Okay.
So he's playing on the franchise tag, $31 million. What was he looking for? He was looking for 40, high 30s, mid 30s.
High 30s, yeah. They were offering 35,
he wanted,
I think they said.
He wanted just 4 years, where they wanted 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's, like I said, it's expected. Dak wanted that. The Cowboys weren't willing to give it. Who's right, who's wrong? I mean, I think Dak probably should have taken that extra year. I think the Cowboys have a perfect situation for him. I mean, they got young pieces on offense, Amari Cooper, Zeke Elliott. They got him under contract for the next, next 4 or 5 years, I think. Michael Gallup, Blake Jarwin, they just drafted CeeDee Lamb, first-round pick. I mean, their defense is not that bad either. I think they have a lot of talent there, too.
Especially in the front seven.
Yeah, the whole question is, what do you want? I mean, Dak's looking for a bigger deal. I don't know if he's going to get that outside of Dallas right now. I think there is something to be said for continuity. We've talked this in the past, where if he's going out on the open market, that's not going to be there. And I don't know if someone's going to value Dak higher than the Cowboys do right now just because he's been in the system. It's just one of those spots. I mean, both wanted different things, and you got a contract for $31 million this year. So it's one of those things you got to go out and prove that you're worth the whatever contract you want. You know, maybe it's going to be a little bit more next year. Maybe you can get the 4-year deal next year. But that would anyway be 5 years if he would have signed it right now. So I don't know if he'd want a 3-year deal next year. So yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't think either of us are really thinking Dak's like this elite quarterback that deserves $40 million. So it depends on what do you want. Like maybe, I mean, 34, 35. Could you argue that? Maybe, yeah. Like a more closer to a Carson Wentz deal. But if he wanted more than that, that's when I'm like,
So for me, man, did you finish?
I'm done, dude.
All right. I think for me, man, this mismanagement on the Cowboys side. First off, Dak is a 4th-round pick. Dak has made $4 million total in his years there. You think about what he brings to the table. I know you're a QBR guy. He's top 5 QBR, regardless if you're talking regular season, if you're talking versus winning opponents, losing opponents, you're talking fourth quarter comebacks. He has all of these things. He's a really good quarterback. He is a franchise quarterback. So for me, the fact that you look at Dallas and you look at everyone they paid ahead of time, everyone that, I mean, when Zeke hardballed him, remember that Zeke was playing hardball with him and they caved to him. They caved to DeMarcus Lawrence. They caved to Jalen Smith. They caved to all these other guys beforehand. Whereas the quarterback position, which we say is the most important position, you have your franchise guy in Dak. Dak is still a top 10 quarterback, regardless of how we want to slice it. He's a top 10 quarterback. For me, I look at it this way, though, man. I'm like, you pay all these other positions that aren't going to affect wins and losses as much as if Dak is not on that team. If Dak isn't playing, it's going to be a lot different. We talked about how even when Zeke potentially was going to hold out, how I think it was it Pollard they had at the run? I want to say it was Pollard they had, and we still can see how, okay, he can still be successful. The receiving corps are there now. Now that you got, like you said, you already have a Gallup down there, but now you add in a CeeDee Lamb to go with Amari Cooper, you're loaded. You're good to go. But you got to take care of the most important position. Without the quarterback position, it doesn't matter. We saw that firsthand here in Pittsburgh last year. You don't take care of quarterback, there's going to be an issue, and it's going to affect you in the wins and losses category. So the fact that Dak being a 4th-round pick and has put in all his time being grossly underpaid, I mean, it's been times his backup quarterback has made more money than him by, what, $2 million, $3 million at times. For me, if I'm the Cowboys, and this is a guy I found in the 4th round, that it wasn't like he was some steal either. Let's be real. No one said that, oh, man, I think Dak is going to be the next Tom Brady or the next Peyton Manning. No one ever said that, but now you see what he's been able to do in his 4 years there under like I said, a very, very below average rookie contract. It's like, yeah, man, he needs some reparations. He needs his money. So for me, if you offering him 35, but he wants 37, you pay him the 37. Don't try to make up for paying the other guys early and saying, all right, well, now I'm not going to pay him. I'm going to take this hardball stance, because he's more important than any of those other guys in terms of wins and losses.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing, though, is you're going to be paying him for what he's going to be doing. And it goes back to what you were saying about you didn't think he was Tom Brady back then when he was a rookie. And we see him played, 4 years in the league. I don't think the Cowboys are thinking he's going to be Tom Brady after being in the league for 4 years. And that's the kind of quarterback that you want to be paying that type of money.
This is my thing. At 4 years, he's already accomplished a ton. So you mean to tell me this is a guy that you could potentially have for another 7-8 years easily, I'm paying that. That's my franchise guy. We seen how many teams that I mean, come on, let's be real, right? Cincinnati, would you consider Andy Dalton a franchise quarterback?
No, I think
they had him forever, right?
I think that's a good comparison.
But Dak is far and away a better quarterback than Andy Dalton. And my thing is this: you do all this work to build.
I would take him over Dalton, yes, but far and away, I don't know, dude. I think there's a reason they brought him in, and it's like, we're gonna have you on this franchise tag here.
The reason why they brought him in is because they needed a backup quarterback.
Well, there's that too, but dude, if Dak doesn't, completely ball out here, and the Cowboys don't feel like he's worth that type of money,
yeah.
Or if they're like, we'll sign Dalton here for 18-20 million for next year, maybe even 15 million, and we think we can have basically the same production.
See, I think it's going to be a big drop off in production. But what I will say is this: I think that Dak, you said that you don't think you can go in the open market and get paid. Quarterbacks like Dak that hit the open market will get paid. People didn't think Kirk Cousins was going to get paid. You saw what he got.
The quarterback market's a little bit different now. It seems like everyone's pretty much set right now.
No, I'm talking a year from now.
That's what happened with Cam and Jameis.
We're talking a year from now. If Dak is a free agent next year, he's going to break the bank. That's his point blank period. That's how it is.
Who's going to be open though? I could maybe see
Chicago will be open. We can go down the list of teams that'll be open with quarterback. Jacksonville's still going to be open.
Yeah, but wouldn't they just take like Trevor Lawrence or one of these top 3 guys?
But you know how, I mean, it's no guarantee you're going to have a top 3 pick. So now if you're picking at 10, then what?
Yeah, if they're that bad, then yeah, they would.
But no, so we weren't bad this year at quarterback?
Yeah, we
didn't have a top 10 pick though, did we?
Yeah, we've been though.
No. I'm just saying in general. We were bad this year, right?
That's what I'm saying.
But you know how bad you have to be to have a top 3 pick to get one of those guys?
If you look at value, though, so I know we say we don't know what the market's going to be, but could it be something similar to this year where you're seeing Dalton sign somewhere as a backup for $8 million? You're seeing Cam Newton sign for $1 million, Jameis Winston. So these guys are backups right now. But they're going to hit the market again.
How does that affect what Dak has done to this point? Dak doesn't have the injury history of a Cam Newton. Dak has been more productive than Andy Dalton. Dak doesn't turn the ball nowhere near as much as Jameis Winston does.
I get that, but honestly, in a vacuum, in terms of talent, I think Jameis Winston is better than Dak. He's going to be with the Saints here this whole. We were talking about the whole branding thing. Go in the QB system, come out, and everyone's going to think you're going to be amazing. Cam Newton with Bill Belichick now too. I mean, I think Cam Newton's just better than Dak.
No, in a vacuum, if he's healthy, sure. But my thing is this: there are concerns and question marks surrounding both of those players you just named. What's your concern or question mark surrounding the Dak Prescott?
He's just not good enough.
He's still a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, but if I'm
so what are we talking about here?
I disagree with that, but still.
So name the 10 that you have ahead of him.
I gotta pull up the QBs right now. I'm taking Cam over him.
The fact that you said you're taking Cam over him, Cam hasn't played in what, a year now?
I would.
You're tripping, man. From my personal opinion, you're tripping. You living in the past with that.
All right, you got. Hold on, let me pull up the QBs, dude. Like he might be in like the 16, 17 range, 15. Hold on.
I gotta hear this one.
NFL QB. This isn't gonna be in order or anything. This is just gonna be however many quarterbacks.
Yeah, the 10 quarterbacks that are better than Dak right now.
All right. I don't like this list. It's got it where I gotta skip from page to page here.
Come on, man. Just name names, man. You should be able to just name off the top of your head. If you got 10 quarterbacks that are better than Dak,
here we go.
Name off the top of your head.
All right, we got Mahomes here. We got Jackson.
Okay, that's 2.
Russell Wilson,
3,
Breeze, Tom Brady,
5,
Aaron Rodgers,
6,
Deshaun Watson.
Debatable.
So they got Dak at 8 here, which I disagree with. So I'll take Matt Stafford over him too. Big Ben, Carson Wentz.
No,
I'm not taking Cousins. I would take Matt Ryan over him. They got Tannehill in there. Phillip Rivers, nah. Josh Allen, nah. You know what? I think Kyler Murray's definitely gonna have a better year than him. I don't know if I would say right now. I definitely think Kyler Murray's gonna have a better year than him.
Oh boy.
Jared Goff, no. Jones, no. Drew Lock, no. Derek Carr, no. Bridgewater, no. Minshew. So yeah, what's that? Probably around 13.
That was at worst.
They didn't have Cam there too, so I got Cam over him too.
So like you said, at worst 13. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah. For me, I don't agree with that. I personally think that he's just as good as a Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
That's what I feel, man. Yeah. That's
how I feel, dude. I think Deshaun Watson can carry a team with less talent.
We're going to find out this year because I feel like Deshaun Watson is a really good quarterback without a doubt, but he benefits largely from a DeAndre Hopkins. So we're going to see what that looks like without a DeAndre Hopkins. Can you still, quote unquote, carry this team with a Brandon Cooks?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
We're going to find out.
It'll be fine. Like his stats, actually, if you look at his stats last year, it's weird because in a way they were really good, but also they were underwhelming. Where I don't think he's going to lose a step this year. I don't think there's this margin for error with a drop off with Deshaun Watson. So
you lose your number one receiver, there will be a drop off. So we're gonna find out, man.
Like, I don't know if I'm paying, Kirk Cousins. I've talked about this before. Those dudes in that teen range, that mid-teen to late-teen range, if I'm paying them,
well, you just said
30s,
that your worst case scenario, the numbers you just named, the names you just named, was at 13. I think he's a top 10 quarterback, so that's still not that far off. Those guys will get paid on the open market.
Yeah, Wentz is getting 32, 33, and I'm saying he's under Wentz. So now you're getting into that high 20s range then for that mid-teens. That's what I think they should be paid.
No, I'm not following you on that, because let's be real about it. When Wentz got his deal, that was 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
The market works once that guy gets set.
I think it was last year.
Okay, so at the beginning of last year. So once he gets paid, the next guy gets more. The next guy that's how it typically works. Outside of your mega deals like a Patrick Mahomes, that's how it works.
Are we sure we're doing the right thing by just always inflating it, though? That's my question for a quarterback.
I ain't gonna go there.
You have your top 10 guys. I would even say top 7 or 8 that you're just like, all right, I'm good with paying these guys.
Regardless of what they coming off of, regardless of everything.
I definitely think it's a legitimate discussion of like, where can I find value at the quarterback position here now? If I don't have a guy I can completely trust, or I know for a fact is a franchise guy, man, where can I find the value? Because I think last year I brought this up like way when we started with it was Tannehill whenever he was a free agent. And the Titans signed him for $7 or $8 million.
Yeah.
That was kind of my thing. There was all this talk about the Dak contract. I was like, man, couldn't you find value in Tannehill getting him for 1 year, $7 or $8 million, as opposed to paying Dak long term?
See, I don't agree with that. I think Dak is a far and away better quarterback than a Tannehill.
I don't know, far and away better. I would say better for sure, because I'm not high on Tannehill.
So my thing is this: if you just listed quarterbacks, you said at worst Dak is at 13.
Yeah, it's like 13, 14.
So then that means if he's not far and away, do you have Tannehill at 15? Because you're so anti Tannehill, you did that on the last podcast.
It's unfortunate. Just
so where's he at?
You have all these mid-tier quarterbacks that I just don't really want to bother with. To be honest with you, like, I'll rank them for you, but once you hit a certain point in my ranking, I'm like, geez, oh man. Because now it becomes to how much am I paying these guys? And I don't want to be paying them in the high 30s.
But it's guys that are getting way more than that have some other question marks around them as well.
Who though?
I'm not about to say that dude's name.
Ben, come on.
Bro. What are we talking about here?
We're good with Ben with that.
I'm just simply saying that you talked about the contract value standpoint. Well, that doesn't bring you the best value right there.
He's in that franchise list. I'm just simply
saying, we talked about the value of it. It doesn't bring you the most value.
Yeah, but then we could say the same thing about Rodgers, Mahomes, any dude that's
absolutely. We can. I think that Mahomes is fine from a value standpoint.
I don't agree with that, though. I'm good with paying those guys because I trust them. Those guys are great quarterbacks.
Okay.
I do, seriously. I mean, you don't...
Even if Dak's numbers are just as good as some of those guys in the recent future.
When down the stretch in the playoffs, can I trust you there?
When have those guys down the stretch of lately done anything in the playoffs?
When the NFC East on the road against the banged-up Philadelphia Eagles team.
When have those guys that you keep naming done the winning down the stretch in the playoffs? Drew Brees hasn't of lately.
I mean, it does come back to team, though, dude.
It comes back to team. Why you keep bouncing around, man?
It's the nature of the game. You're not going to win every year.
I'm just simply saying, we could go with 3-year sample size or a 4-year sample size. Has any of those guys done big winning? I think the only one you could say is Drew Brees. He lost an NFC Championship game. Outside of that, where are we seeing these other guys with the big winning? Winning down the stretch in the playoffs?
My question is, why aren't they willing to pay Dak this amount?
I think because with Jerry Jones, he's very stubborn. I think that plays a big part into it. And I think, like I said, they mismanaged. I think because they paid all those other guys early that didn't need to get paid when they got paid, now they're trying to set a new precedent to say that, you know what? No, we're going to take this hardball stance here. They didn't take that hardball stance with Zeke. Remember, Zeke was in Cabo working out. Said, if you don't pay me, I'm not showing up.
I think there's a reason they're paying Zeke, and, they are playing hardball and willing to get him in there over Dak because they feel like, we have this offense around us. Dak could put up numbers or whatnot, but I just don't trust him down the stretch. I don't. That's
even though his fourth quarter QBR is top 5 in the NFL. Even though his QBR when he's coming back from a 1-score game is still top 5 in the NFL. You still don't trust him down the stretch.
It's cool, dude.
You still don't trust him in the fourth quarter. You still don't trust him in clutch moments. Come on, man. What are you saying here, baby?
No, dude.
You said this. You said you don't trust him down the stretch, but his numbers back it up down the stretch.
They don't. It doesn't.
I just told you they do.
It doesn't pass the eye test overall. He went on the road against the Eagles, far better team. Should have won. I mean, the Eagles didn't have anything. He just lost, dude. He just lost. He's underperformed in big moments.
It wasn't a team element though, right?
Yeah.
So Zeke killed it the whole game. Amari Cooper got off the whole game.
Dude, he's underperformed though. It's one thing to have your quarterback perform and be let down, but he's underperformed in these moments.
I'm just asking you. You keep naming this Eagles game. So where was the Zeke Elliott that's already gotten paid? Where was that at? He should be able to take over the game and win it for you, right?
I don't know what to tell you.
What was Amari Cooper in that game? He should be able to take it over and win it for you, right?
Quarterback's a little bit more important.
No, you just said though that
I'm thinking defense, dude. It's one thing.
So where were these guys at?
It's one thing for Big Ben and Breeze and these dudes to ball out and then just be let down by their defense.
So was that the case with Dak?
I mean, come on. We're looking back at this game, and I just remember. I know I did, and I remember him failing. That's what I remember.
But you keep saying, but is that not a team thing, or is that a him thing though? Because you brought that game
scored how many points? Single digits?
Yeah, so where was Zeke at? Where was Zeke that's already paid? Where was he at?
There's something, that's what I mean. There's something about a quarterback being able to carry a team.
No, it's something about the guys that are already paid being able to carry a team. So maybe they paid the wrong people there. You said it's the reason why they paid Zeke over Dak, right? So if you pay Zeke what you pay him.
You're paying a quarterback more money than a running back, though. That's just the name of the game.
I'm just simply saying. If
I want a quarterback that's able to bring me back when I'm down in the second half. And I'm not saying it, dude.
So Ben has never not come back. Ben always comes back.
Yeah, but he's definitely in the top 3 or 4. If you look at the stats,
I'm just saying, has he ever had a game where he didn't come back?
It has happened. It's happened with everyone. Yeah.
Okay. So it's safe to say that, even if that's the one game that you're talking about,
I know
that could be the one game for Dak.
We're still waiting for Dak in big moments. We're still waiting. NFC East title on the line. Not able to do it.
Okay.
Not able to do it. There's been 4 or 5 moments in the playoffs. Ben's been able to do it. I know for a fact. But, dude, I mean, other quarterbacks have been able to do it as well. Russell Wilson, we see it countless times. Tom Brady.
What about Tom Brady this year? He was wild card. Wild card got beat by the Titans. That Ryan Tannehill guy that you said is terrible, right?
Huh? Dude, I mean, you want to talk about team and all that type of stuff, man.
You keep bouncing around. 1 minute is team, 1 minute is I want a quarterback who could just win in spite of it all.
Tom Brady.
He didn't win in spite of it all.
Are we just simply going off last year, though?
That's what we're talking about.
I'm not paying Dak simply off last year, then. I think
what about the year before then? Because he balled out then, too. His numbers are there. We talked about his numbers are there with the best of them. You put his numbers up there, we can go down the list of quarterbacks whose numbers are better than him. It's a very, very small list.
His second and third years weren't as good as his rookie year, and they weren't as gaudy numbers as last year.
His numbers are there.
That's fine,
you can
dude.
go a single year. You can go 4 years. I think he should have got paid $37. I think he's a $37 million.
You can give me that, and that's the thing. I just think it's a mistake. I haven't seen him beat a Tom Brady, a Big Ben, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. You can name all these quarterbacks. I haven't seen him be that type of caliber quarterback yet, and that's why I'm not paying him that amount.
Okay.